Now you can rent all new releases or anything else for 5 days.
Really?
Yeah, so you can just enjoy it at your own pace. At other video stores, you only get 1 day on new releases, so you can't enjoy the movie because you're too worried about getting it back on time. So you have to fly out your door while the clock is ticking, the phone is ringing, the late fees are piling up so high.
He's really into special effects.
Now get unlimited 2-for-1 rentals for 30 days, just $9.99 at Hollywood Video.
This is an alert from Movie Time with Chris. This is not a drill. This is an alert from Movie Time with Chris. This is not a drill. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie birthdays, movie reviews, trailer discussions, box office predictions, and some special videos along the way. Now hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the movie reviews, if you want the trailer discussions, if you love to compete in box office predictions, if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel because you're going to get that content that you love and then some. Now today, we are discussing Greenland.
I think people want to talk about today is this Clark, this interstellar comet.
Right? I mean, it's
big news.
I don't see Clark.
Oh, maybe he's still sleeping.
Dad.
some of Clark's larger fragments are now expected to enter our atmosphere.
That's right, and others are just.
What are they saying?
More of the same.
I bet you it's going to make a heck of a show.
Whoa. Where are they going?
I don't know. When the first chunk is about to hit.
Hit?
Only part of it. It's going in the ocean.
Would you look at that?
Wait, where's the explosion?
We now are getting word that the fragment has hit Central Florida.
Oh my God.
Wait, are some more pieces gonna hit?
Come on, let's go.
But the sky's on fire.
2 days. They got it all wrong. There's a ton of fragments. Planet killers.
Space agencies are predicting an extinction level event.
We're gonna be together, all right, kiddo? We're just trying to get to safety.
They've been tracking the military flights to bunkers in Greenland.
It's our only chance.
Move back! Perimeter breach. Perimeter breach. Runway 33. Drop your weapons down!
Allison! Nathan! Allison!
Where's Dad?
We'll find him. It's okay. Clark's largest fragment will hit in less than 24 hours.
I swear, I'm gonna get my family into that bunker. I know you will, son.
If you are hearing this broadcast, seek shelter immediately.
What is it? What's going on?
If you are hearing this broadcast, seek shelter immediately. Seek shelter immediately.
Hang on, Nathan.
Seek shelter immediately. Seek shelter immediately.
Now, this movie came out in 2020 and stars Gerard Butler. It was directed by Rick Romanois. The movie is rated PG-13, looking at my handy notebook. The movie is rated PG-13, and I watched this on Vudu because today's Tuesday, movie rental. I rented it on Vudu as a new rental, and the movie is 1 hour, 59 minutes, so it's roughly 119 minutes. And as I've stated many, many times on this channel, for me, that hit the sweet spot. It was right there in the middle. This was, I think, a perfect length for a film. So let me start by saying that this video will have spoilers. So for anyone who has not seen this movie, I'm letting you know I'm going to be talking about this movie roughly in depth. So if you don't want to know what happens, back out. If it doesn't bother you, stay tuned. So I want to start with what I liked about this movie. I liked, again, looking at my notebook, that the movie was a fun way to kill 2 hours. I made fun of a lot of the holes in this film, and I'm not talking about the impact craters. There were a lot of things that happened in this film that I'm like, really? Really? You know, all these people that the government deemed necessary got these presidential alerts, and they were told to go to a military base, but they had to kind of fend for themselves to get there. Why wouldn't the military come and pick them up? You know, drive around in a transport with some Humvees, pick these people up, kind of like they did in Outbreak when they went and picked up all the sick people. Do something like that, you know, and take them to the base. But now you're having them fend for themselves. If you deem them that important to survive and kind of rebuild the race, you would think they'd get some kind of treatment with that. The whole thing of, you know, if you're sick, you can't go. That just didn't make sense to me. I get it. It added something to the story, but it just didn't make sense to me. You know, if it's not a terminally ill disease, if it's something that can be taken care of, or I don't know, just anything like that, I just don't get it. Why can't they come along? It didn't make sense. You know, why did he have to leave the base to go back to the car to get the insulin when they're on a military base? I'm sure they've got medicine there. Like, it didn't make sense. You know, the wife being taken out of the car and the kid being kidnapped, she didn't put up much of a fight. And the guy got out of the car and came around. Why not get out of the car that way? Why didn't the kid get out of the car? You know, he wasn't an infant. He was 7 years old. They said it many times in the movie. Why didn't he do more? I didn't get so many of the things that happened. You know, Gerard Butler, when he's looking for the car keys, when he takes that family's car and he breaks into the house and he's looking, and the first place he looks is in the cabinets. Who puts car keys in cabinets? Like, let me put my keys here with the cups. What? It just, so many things baffled me. So I had a lot of fun watching this for 2 hours. I watched it with my sister, and we were laughing and making jokes throughout the whole thing. So it was a good way to kill 2 hours, and that's what I liked about the movie. My dislikes. This felt a lot like Geostorm, which came out in 2017, also starred Gerard Butler, and I did a review for that. So I will leave that video at the end for you guys to click on and watch and get my thoughts on Geostorm, because it's basically the same movie as this. I also didn't like that it was unoriginal. You know, we've seen these stories before where... Hey guys, if you haven't taken a minute to subscribe, make sure you do that. It's free, takes 2 seconds, not even a minute, and it helps me out. So show some support, subscribe, and hit that like button. Something is going to come and crash into the planet and kill everyone. We've seen it with Deep Impact and Armageddon. And so now we're getting it again. And it's like, we've seen that. We get it. It can happen. It's happened before. It most likely will happen again. There's many things floating around in our vast universe, and especially in our solar system with the asteroid belt and the Oort cloud. Lots of things can come and get us. We don't have to tell the story every few years. And I also didn't like that there were so many things scientifically that were not accurate with this movie. yeah, there were so many things not scientifically accurate. That's all I really want to say about that. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It came from another solar system, so we don't know anything about it. Okay, yeah, that can happen. Is it likely? But it can. But again, if it's coming from another solar system, it has to travel through the Oort cloud, and if it's going to hit something there, chances are we're going to have an asteroid come hit us before we have a comet come hit us. But it can happen. Talking about the comet's tail. Well, technically, comets usually have two tails. If you look at a comet, they've got the one and then another one that falls off from the top. And they didn't have that. So there was so many things with this that were not scientifically accurate that bothered me. As someone who nitpicks in movies and looks for things that are wrong and different, that it was like, but yeah, my final thoughts for the film, I have that I was really disappointed with the film. It was unoriginal, non-scientific copy of Gerard Butler's 2017 film Geostorm, which is essentially what I said. I gave my final thoughts already. We've seen this movie before. Yes, Deep Impact and Armageddon also are not scientifically accurate. They're not. Just want to say that. But with these three films basically dealing with the exact same thing, I would say Armageddon is the best watch of the three. This one would be maybe a distant second, and a very close third to that second would be Deep Impact. But yeah, if you want to watch a movie about a huge body from space colliding with Earth, Armageddon is your best one. But hey, I can keep nitpicking with this film. And you know what? I think I will. Two more things that I really didn't like about the film. They're talking about the bunkers being classified, and they're not telling anyone where the bunkers are. And, then all of a sudden you've got the news, and the news is reporting on these bunkers. They're inside the bunkers with footage. What is that about? It's like the news reporter's on there like, like, look where I am and you're not. It just didn't make sense. Like, if it's classified and you're not telling anyone where it is, and even the people that you are letting in have to be pre-selected, why is the news there? How did they get inside? How do they have footage? How are they reporting on it? Didn't make sense. Another thing, the footage with the person who was recording the asteroid coming down and hitting. How did they get that footage? Did someone post it on social media? And if so, it seemed like all the cell services were down. How did they even have service to post it on social media? And if the asteroid came down or if the fragment of the comet, not asteroid, I'm sorry, if the comet fragment came down and hit where the guy was standing or the person was standing and they died, how did you get the footage? The phone's destroyed. It didn't make sense. At the end, when they're coming out of the bunker, and I was questioning, well, how long has it been? How long has it been? They're not saying. And then finally someone's like, oh, it's been a long 9 months. In 9 months, they didn't age at all. They didn't lose weight. They didn't gain weight. They've been living underground in a bunker. Who knows what they've been eating? So you would think that they've either gained or lost weight, but no, they were the same weight after 9 months. 9 months ago, I was about 130 pounds heavier than I am right now. That's a whole other person. That's me having a co-host on this show. So there was no change in that. And they also say, oh, there's no signs of radiation. Why would there be radiation? It wasn't a nuclear blast. I don't get it. Like, So if something hits the Earth, we're going to get radiation every time. You know how many asteroids and meteors and meteorites have hit the Earth? Like, it's just, meteorites hit the Earth every day. There's no radiation. It's just... But anyway, those are my thoughts on Greenland. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, make sure you check out the Instagram Movie Time with Chris, where you're going to get little snippets of everything that's going to come on the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell, because you don't want to miss any future videos that are going to be on this channel. Also, I'm on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there, Movie Time with C1, where you're going to get a heads up of everything that I'm going to be working on for the day across all my platforms. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Movie Time with Chris, where I will be hosting watch parties once a week on Sundays, so follow me on Twitch and we'll watch a movie together. Make sure you go to my blog, www.movietimewithchris.com, where you're going to get a more in-depth analysis of everything that I talk about here on the YouTube channel. And lastly, if there's ever a topic you want to hear about, or a movie that you want me to review, email me, movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day. I will not miss your message, and the topic you want to hear about will be in a future video on this channel. But until next time, stay safe and take care.